So with that, this was his lesson number 1. And the rich don't work for money. For somebody watching this for the first time, it doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Because you go to school to get a job so you can work for money, right?
That's the purpose of life, yeah.
Right. To be a slave for money.
Exactly.
And work for idiots like me.
Exactly.
So when you think about working for money, what comes through your head?
I think about the time that I worked at the bank and I was working paycheck to paycheck and I wasn't exposed to the financial education that you provide me with. And so it was kind of sad that I couldn't afford the things that I wanted to do, and I was just in this cycle of paying my bills and going to work, and
Correct.
That's it.
Do you have friends who haven't found the good job even though they went to school?
So I have many friends that have graduated and they're told that they're going to go to school and they're going to find a job, and they find themselves without anything. So many of them have found a job, and many of them have also not found a job.
But naturally, as young guys do, we spent every penny of it.
Yeah.
So I had my rich dad's lesson, the rich don't work for money, in my head. I said, okay, I'm making all this money, I have a secure job, but what's beyond that? And that's where education comes in. Financial education is about not working for money. Like one of the first questions when I finally realized what my rich dad was saying, would I never need a paycheck again? Because as long as you need a paycheck, be it from an employer or like my poor dad, he was so afraid of losing his government pension. So that's why my goal when I was about your age, a little older, around 25, I said, my goal is to never need a paycheck again from anybody, even the government. I don't want any Medicare, Social Security. I said, you do, but I'm not going to. So for right now, just let me go to the lesson here. And this here, in simple terms, is called a financial statement. In school, they teach you to get a FICO score. FICO is BS. All it means, how good are you paying your bills? So this is what your banker wants to see. Fundamentally, the problem that most people make, they go to school to get a job and they work here. So this is the poor, middle class, and these guys. And we're going to talk about later, your first line item expense is taxes. So the tax cut went to people here. So what I work for, number 1 is I'm an entrepreneur. I want businesses. I have multiple businesses. Next is real estate. The next is paper, and that's savings, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs, and that stuff. But this is what most people go to school, get a job, and save money. Loser. Okay. I'm doing that just to upset you guys, because maybe you'll start to think, these people pay the highest taxes, and they work the hardest.